Hi, today is a beautiful day here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is the beginning of a new year, and it is going to be a fabulous one. We are all going to have great growth in our businesses. We're going to do some wonderful, innovative things, and a lot of us are going to take the step this year to hire. Maybe we're hiring our first team member. Maybe we're hiring a group of people, or 2 or 3 or 4 people to help us grow our business. Maybe we're hiring a whole new team of people. And the key to that process is making sure that you have a system in place so that you can use it over and over again, no matter how many people you need to hire. So you can do it efficiently, effectively, and you can get exactly what you need to grow your business. That is the reason I created this series of videos, to give you those steps in that system so you can take out the fear in the process and do it easily and efficiently. This is the 4th video in the series. Just a quick recap of the other 3 videos. First, we talked about making this decision to hire and all the different factors that go into that, whether you're hiring a new employee, a new vendor, or a new contractor. It's important to understand what you need. Then we moved into defining the role. In order to make sure that you get exactly what you need to make sure you know exactly what you need. So we talked about some steps that you can take to make sure you've defined that effectively. The 3rd video, we talked about the job description and getting that information out into the public and out to your network. So that is a very critical step to make sure that you get the right number of resumes and the right number of contacts so you can make an effective choice. So today what we're going to talk about is the screening process. This is going to be two videos because there's a lot of information here. So in the next 2 videos, this video and the next one, we're going to talk about preparing for the interviews and screening all of your candidates. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the interview process itself. So let's talk about preparing. So you have put your job post out. Maybe you posted it online. Maybe you put it out to your network. There are lots of different ways to get the information out there. And you now have some resumes. If you work for a larger company, you may have lots of resumes. It is completely reasonable that you could even have 100 or more resumes that you have to go through. You may not have that many. If you work for a smaller company, or depending on the process that you use to get your job description out there, you may not have that many. So at this point, you want to think about how to filter through all of that resumes. Now, if you feel like you don't have enough, you might want to go back into your process and maybe repost the job description out to the job board, maybe reach back out to your network and see if there are more candidates that you can find. So say, for instance, that your job has been posted for a week and you only have 3 resumes. That may not be enough to really make a decision. So spend a little bit more time. Go back and watch the 3rd video where we talk about the job description and posting, and maybe put it out there for a little bit longer, work your network a little bit more, and see if you can get a better selection. Now, if you do feel like you have enough of a selection of resumes, it's time to start going through them. First thing you want to do is a quick triage. Now, one of the things I want to be clear about is you need to remember this is your business, this is your team. You need to stay involved in this process. It's completely reasonable, and a lot of managers will delegate this process out, but I don't recommend that. I recommend that you stay really involved. Now, that doesn't mean you can't ask for help. You can ask for some, ask your assistant to help you go through your resumes. Ask your business coach or your mentor. Ask your spouse to help you go through the resumes. Make a list of the very specific things that you're looking for as you're reading your resumes, and provide that to anyone that you're asking to review them with you, so that they have a guide that they can use to the specific things they're looking for. Create 3 piles. You're going to have your first pile is going to be those resumes that are an absolute yes. These are the ones you absolutely know you want to interview. Then you're going to have a pile of maybes. Maybe they're missing some of the skills. Maybe they may not be located in exactly the right place. Maybe they don't have quite the amount of experience that you're looking for, but it might be worth taking a look at them anyway. Then you're going to have your absolute no's. The ones that are not qualified, maybe aren't located in the right location, or you just don't feel like this would be the right fit for this role. So the no's, put those aside. You may never come back to those again, but hang on to them. Don't toss them completely yet. You never know when something else might come up, but just put those aside for now. Now go through your yeses and maybes again, just to make sure that you're good with that. And then start thinking about phone screenings. So a phone screening is a way to have an initial conversation. It's not a long conversation. It is not an interview. It is a 10 to 15 minute conversation with the candidate. It's a get to know you conversation. You ask some questions, allow them to ask some questions. And it's a getting a gut feel. You're going to listen for things like how responsive they are to the questions. You're going to listen to things like, do you feel like they really want this position? You're also going to listen to the types of questions that they're asking. Are they really engaged? Are they curious about the position? Are they curious about you? Are they curious about the company? So it's really kind of just getting a feel. As you go through this process, this phone screening process, you're also going to create another 3 piles. You're going to have your yeses, your maybes, and your absolute no's. And go ahead and put the no's away. Your yeses and maybes are the ones that you're likely going to do the interview with. So as you're getting ready to do your interview, there's 2 other tools you want to create for yourself. There's your scoring model. So go back to video 2 where we talked about what you need for this position. Use that information that you created in your brainstorming for your list of job requirements and create a scoring model that will help you objectively score each one of your candidates, so that you can look at them, you can put them against each other in an objective manner. If you're not sure what that might need to look like, you can do it on a spreadsheet, you can do it in a Word document, you can do it on a legal pad. You just want to take a look at each one of your main requirements and put a score. As you're going through your interview, put a score by each one to help you rank your candidates. If you have questions about that, please feel free to contact me and I can help you put that together. There's a link below for scheduling a conversation with me, and we can talk through that process. The second tool you want to create for yourself is your interview guide. This is your list of questions that you're going to ask each one of your candidates in order to give you a sense of how well they will do the job. So as you're writing your interview questions, make sure that you're writing them in such a way that you will get good, solid answers. You want them to be open-ended questions, not yes or no questions. If you have an interview guide full of yes or no questions, your interview will be over in about 5 minutes. and you really won't have much information. So you want to have questions such as, tell me a time when you had an unsatisfied customer and what you did to make that customer satisfied again. So that's an open-ended question. They can spend, 5-10 minutes giving you an example of that time, and that will give you a sense of how well they deal with unhappy customers. So think about those types of questions when you're writing your interview guide. So then put those tools together, and those tools will be what you use as you go into your interview process. Before you start your interview process, make sure that you are still very comfortable with what you're looking for. The job that you're looking to fill is still what you had originally defined. If there are any changes, that's okay. Just make sure that that's covered in your interview guide and your scoring. And again, if you need any help putting those tools together, please reach out to me and I can help you. I've got some tools, I've got some templates that you can use to help you with that. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the interviewing process and how to get through that process easily and make sure that you are finding exactly what you need. So have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you again. Thanks. Bye-bye.